Multiple depressions, painful lawsuits, and dangerous addictions. All these words are related to Rob Kardashian, the only brother of the Kardashian family. It was horrible to grow up in such a famous family, Rob now reveals. Therefore, he's been living in a shadow in recent years and has now opened up about the dark times in his life. What happened, and who is responsible for this? Rob tells his story. Rob's first introduction to the public was on Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2007. He was considered the baby of the family. He served as the show's comic relief and regularly criticized his sister's lust for wealth and attention, immediately developing a fan base. But as the family's fame grew, Rob started hearing more and more sad jokes. To this day, I don't know why, but from the beginning, I was the target, Rob reveals. Many of his early storylines on the show focused on the sisters who protected or guided him through life. For example, following him on dates to spy on him from across the room and often make fun of him.
Why are you guys here? You guys just made this so weird.
The sisters later asked him why he stopped telling them what was happening in his life. This led to Rob telling them that he got a matching tattoo with his then-girlfriend Adrienne Bailon and that they were in love, after which the sisters completely laughed at him.
You're just jealous because I'm in love.
Whatever.
But it gets worse. The sisters disapproved of all of Rob's actions, which would continue for the rest of the show. For example, a year later, in 2008, Rob had a memorial of his late father, with whom he shares a name, tattooed on his arm. At that time, he was graduating from the same school his father had attended, and he was clearly experiencing mixed feelings. Instead of supporting his decision and recognizing that this was Rob's way of dealing with grief, they told him that he had completely destroyed his body.
What are you doing?
Let me just
You don't
see
even
it.
know.
Let me just see
You
it.
are so stupid.
Look at your lower back.
You just
Rob even reminded Khloe that she had a tattoo on her lower back, while she told him how stupid he was for getting a tattoo. How hypocritical. Given that Kourtney is married to a man who has numerous tattoos and that the Kardashian family is well known for their body modifications, it's hard to ignore the irony of this scene in 2024. At that point, I became more and more irritated with my family's criticism, and this was just the beginning. If I knew what was going to happen, I should have left then, Rob reveals. The family vacations in Bora Bora are the ones Rob will never forget, and not because they were so much fun. While Rob was relaxing in the pool, Kim took the opportunity to criticize him to her then-boyfriend, Kris Humphries.
I feel really bad for him. This is just such a typical day of Rob. He's just so not motivated.
What was so frustrating was the fact that I indicated that I would rather focus on my career than go on vacation, and they then called me an unmotivated loser and a spoiled brat. Whatever I did, it was always wrong, Rob reveals. In that same episode, Kim commented how their father would be proud of her but not Rob. And once Rob walked away, Kim told Kris that he should have hit her brother. How can you be that evil? After the Bora Bora vacation, Rob started working on his own company. And in 2012, Rob launched Arthur George, a premium sock startup that sold designer pairs of socks, and he seemed very happy with his first ever business venture. But Kim didn't approve of Rob using their late father's middle name George in the brand name, as she, Kourtney, and Khloe had a line at their boutique store, Dash, titled Robert George.
But our high-end clothing line is Robert George.
Rob felt he was entitled to use his father's middle name as he was named after his father. We're family, we're supposed to help each other, and I feel like no one ever took me seriously. We even went to therapy as a family, in which I also indicated that my mother only cared about my sisters. I felt so misunderstood, sad, and frustrated, Rob reveals. Because Rob was so depressed, he stopped taking care of himself and started eating unhealthy foods, which led the paparazzi to begin bombarding him with questions about his weight. They tried to get answers from him for stories, but also to antagonize him, hoping he would lash out so they could take more interesting photos. Tabloids reported that Kris called Rob a fat slob, and if he wanted to continue to be an active part of their family, he should attend a camp and lose weight once and for all. This was around the same time as Kim and Kanye's wedding. But before the wedding, Rob flew home to Los Angeles and was photographed crying at the airport as he walked to his vehicle. And then Rob disappeared from the public eye for 2 years. Before we continue with Rob's story, like this video and subscribe to our channel to be informed about new juicy Kardashian updates. After retreating for 2 years from the public eye, Rob was hospitalized after he suffered a diabetic attack. At the same time, he began hanging out with model, rapper, and TV personality Blac Chyna. In January 2016, Rob's arm appeared in a photo posted by Blac Chyna on Instagram with the caption, "The Beginning." Although it only featured his arm, this was the first thing people had seen from Rob in a long time. But of course, his sisters were not happy about his new relationship. Khloe posted a cryptic tweet saying, "You can do anything but never go against the family," leading many to speculate. She didn't approve of what seemed to be the soft launch of Rob and Blac Chyna's relationship. Kylie also wasn't a fan of the new couple, as Blac Chyna used to date Kylie's ex-boyfriend, Tiger. "I was living with Khloe and Lamar at the time, but as soon as Khloe found out about my relationship with Blac Chyna, she kicked me out of her house. At that time, the most logical choice was to move in with Blac Chyna," Rob reveals. But the sisters still wouldn't leave him alone. A couple of months later, Rob proposed to Blac Chyna with a 7-carat diamond ring estimated to be worth $325,000. On Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the sisters air their frustration when finding out about the engagement, saying Rob should have told them beforehand and referring to the situation as hurtful.
Why would we congratulate him? And no one should congratulate them.
"They were never happy for me. Even when I was engaged, they made a big deal out of it again," Rob reveals. "It was so annoying and unnecessary."
Concerned and wanted to know you guys would have said, is this true?
No, we felt-
Congratulations, you just got engaged. Obviously.
At the same time, I told them that Blac Chyna was pregnant and that I was becoming a father. And again, they weren't really happy for me. How hard can it be? That hurt me so much, and still does.
But
Congratulations.
thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
But before the baby was born, the relationship between Rob and Blac Chyna started to break down. A series of public fights on social media and legal battles with his family dominated headlines. By 2018, Rob's reputation was lower than ever, and Rob's luxury sock line had taken a massive hit. Rob was allegedly $300,000 in debt and was forced to sell 50% of the company to Kris to stay afloat. From that moment, Rob started to disappear again, but in December 2022, he ended up in the hospital due to an overdose of oxycodone with alcohol and fentanyl. Rob now reveals that he really wanted to die and saw no way out. "This was the turning point in my life. I have started therapy again and now live peacefully, avoiding the spotlight. Contact with my family is stable and I have a good co-parenting relationship with the mother of my daughter. I'm doing well.